We do not live to vegetate. I would say we live to, we wish to create something while we are living, and I believe I am creating something. Other people seem to enjoy it.
Starr Kemp spent most of his 77 years as a craftsman in creative pursuits. During his prolific career, he built his own home, was a painter and illustrator, wrote 3 plays, 2 novels, created 52 bronzes, and 11 monumental kinetic sculptures. And with his wife Hedwig, raised a family of 3 children, Madeline, Michael, and Lottie. Starr Kempf was born August 13, 1917, in Rising Sun, Ohio. His family farm was part of a Swiss Calvinist settlement, which allowed him to learn many skills from Old World craftsmen. Depending on what he wanted to learn, Starr found the people who could teach him how to whittle, weld, construct buildings, fix cars, and even draw and paint. It was the best education any young artist could get. Starr cultivated this early mechanical and artistic education to later develop his creative talents.
It's like Michelangelo said, sculpture is just glorified carpentry, and that's the truth. If you can learn the carpentry trade, which I did when I was a kid, then you can learn bricklaying, welding, anything else. It all begins with carpentry, actually.
When Starr was growing up on the farm, his father, a strict taskmaster, went out of his way to discourage his son's artistic gifts. He believed that spending your life pursuing hard physical labor was how you served God. Although Starr went against his father's ideals and dedicated his life to his art, he made sure to partly honor his father's wishes by combining his artistic expression with strenuous physical work. He was a man who rarely relied on other people to help make and assemble his projects, especially with his monumental wind sculptures, which are both engineering and artistic masterpieces.
Grandfather finally, very reservedly, gave him credit for all the good work he was capable of doing. But grandfather wasn't the kind of person, even in his old later age, to give you very many compliments. But he did finally acknowledge that Starr had come a very long way with his art over what he would have done as a farmer.
Hedwig Roland came to the United States in 1938 from Germany. It was Hedwig who became the guiding force behind Starr's career as an artist. Throughout most of their married life, she supported the family, which allowed Starr to pursue his art without distractions. A complex man, Starr could be difficult at times and hard to get along with. Hedwig was always his steady, calming partner for the sake of the family.
You know, throughout history, most prolific, famous artists have had patrons. They've had kings or queens or popes or wealthy merchants to back them up. And Starr had Hedwig. And it was because of her work as an RN and physiotherapist that brought in a steady income that allowed him to dedicate himself 100% to his art.
Although Starr is better known for his kinetic pieces, he had already created his 52 bronzes before he began the monumentals. A consummate craftsman, he performed every aspect of the bronze process, from creating the form, making the molds, and casting the figure. His home and art gallery are filled with a life's work in bronze.
One of the things that is very evident in all of his bronzes is that he loved to try to depict movement, to get things that were not inherently very heavy and were not moving, look as though they were as light as air and you know, about to depart from gravity. So it was natural for him then to think, particularly after he'd done, I think, Spirit of the Wind and some of these things with flying birds in them, to think about doing something that actually flew or actually moved in the wind. So it was a step on to what he was attempting to do anyway with this work.
It was Starr's youth on the farm that inspired him to create his wind sculptures. He loved watching those magnificently designed and practical windmills that were a common sight throughout Ohio farm country. One can see why they inspired his monumental kinetics.
You know, that combination, the ability to pick up just about anything, from weaving baskets to the most sophisticated metallurgical processes in dealing with bearings and weights and balances. I must say, I was quite, in my entire experience, even in England and wherever I've been, it's quite a unique combination to be that good at that many things, to do them all. But I think it had to do with his philosophy about craftsmanship. If you've once established a really good philosophy of craftsmanship, you apply it to everything. And of course, he had a great love of materials. It didn't make any difference what the material was. Starr couldn't understand it, partially from feeling, but a great deal of course, good, strong, intellectual. But I guess it's a quality of perception.
The fact is that the great deal of it's a matter of feel. You feel your balance. It's not a matter of working everything out on a damn computer or something. I'm still working with a slide rule. I wouldn't know a computer if it was sitting on the table. I still work with the slide rule. And the old carpenter's ruler, here lies one hard-working son of a bitch. That's what I'd put on my tombstone, and I am. 7 days a week, get up at 6, work till dark, the days get shorter. Sun starts to set over Old Cutler at 3 o'clock. And then I got to bring lights out here. So, no, I just, less facetiously, I just want to know that I've accomplished something and have been here for some purpose.